the LaPorte County Council, the adoption of the 2020 budget and public hearing for the LaPorte County Library 2020 budget to order. Madam Auditor, please call the roll. Sorry, I didn't see you over there.
Mr. Garner?
Here.
Mr. Mollenauer?
Here.
Mr. Novak?
Here.
Mr. Rosenbaum?
Present.
Mr. Santana?
Present.
And Mr. Yagelski?
Present.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. We're going to, so that first item on the agenda is a public hearing for the 2020 budget. First item is LaPorte County Library.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, Fonda.
All right. Well, the library is submitting its 2020 budget for your review because we are exceeding the growth quotient this year. And the reason we are exceeding the growth quotient is because we have some capital improvements that we would like to get accomplished this year with the 2020 budget. The primary one being the building at 807 Indiana Avenue. We talked about this last year. The library's had the building for a few years and we'd like to get it renovated so we can put it into public use. So what we have done this year is to just add that project to our normal budget process, and it does make us exceed the growth quotient. So what I have done is put those allocations into the rainy day fund and LIRF, which is our Library Improvement Reserve Fund. And we have, are planning to, with your approval, keep the 2020 operating budget at its 2019 level so that we are not increasing the levy for that operating fund, and that will result in a reduction in our tax rate from the current year to the coming year. So I'm here to answer any questions you may have about that or any concerns. I've been working with the auditor and the assistant auditor on the process so that we take all the correct steps. It's a different process for us this year.
How much is, go ahead.
I'm just going to make a motion to approve, so.
I'll second that, then we can go on to some more discussion.
We have a motion and a
No,
second.
you don't vote on this until your next meeting because
this
this is just the
hearing?
first public hearing. To have two
Right.
public hearings, so.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Right.
get to see each other again in October.
No problem. Good deal.
So
Yes.
real quick, you're looking to increase
The rainy day
What,
fund
2
and
million
the
for
LIRF fund.
2 million for.
Two rainy days, 2 million for, and the library improvement reserve fund would make up the difference at 300,000.
How much is the project estimated to
The project is estimated. It depends on construction costs, but the project is in the 2 point something range here. The last estimate from our consultant, which would have been last year, so it depends. I wanted to give just a little wiggle room because of construction costs and those types of things. So.
Okay. Mr. Yagelski.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Mr. Yagelski.
Okay. Last year, you came to us, the 807 Indiana Ave project.
Yes.
Your board was not very cooperative with the council. We asked certain things be put in place, and then at the end, it was told that we don't need your vote, so it was taken off. I don't know what measures you have done since then, because we were disappointed in your board and how they responded to our request. At least I was. I think some of the council members also expressed the same.
Sure. And I understand. Since that time, Mr. Yagelski, the board has adopted a resolution for a library board as a resolution, and I believe that it is in line with the wishes of the council.
And for verification, I've had people review that ordinance that they did adopt, and it is acceptable.
It's not exactly what we have or whatever, if I may too. I'm fond of, I'm going to absolutely be in support of this. I will be in support of it. Because like Mark says, yeah, there was some frictions, I think, last year or whatever, when we said, no, we're not going to, give the okie dokie or whatever. Because again, the trade unions and all of that were very, very concerned. And we wanted to make sure that everybody was, getting what they could get in their fair share. And I think that you guys have gone back to the drawing board. You brought that resolution or whatever. And so,
Right.
thank you. Thanks.
I think every process is communicating what your point of view and giving the library board the opportunity to have their reconsideration. Yes, sir.
I just want to make sure that Jeff made a good comment. My vote was not to support whether we're going to vote for unions or not. It's for fair wage. What this fair wage does is a training method and that's how we have a lack of in LaPorte County. Right. So if we don't use the proper tools that are given to us, we're never going to get there. And that's your future and my future and everybody's future and their kids' future. So we have to train the young people to do their jobs.
And it just makes sense with the library, with the educational and the things that
And we are very concerned with education.
No,
exactly.
Young people.
Could you list off your board for us? I'm not sure who's on it at this time.
Sure, absolutely. Well, our council appointments are Greg Fullenbrock and Mr. Dave Decker. The commissioners' appointments are Sean Quinn and David Buell. Then we have 2 appointments by the LaPorte School Corporation, and that is Scott Seifert and I'm going to draw blank, Marie Gilliland. And then we have the odd appointment, which is appointed by the presidents of the 4 school boards in which cross over into our library districts. So that's Michigan City, South Central, New Prairie, and John Glenn. They have 1 shared appointment.
Okay. Thank you. Is there any other questions? So do I need to open the public hearing? Or did we already do that?
No, that you need to
see if anybody from the public would like to speak.
Because this is the first public hearing, right?
Yes.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions? No. Thank you. Does anybody from the public like to speak on this? Anybody from the public? Anybody from the public that would like to speak? If not, public hearing is closed. Go ahead.
It's like the last gavel.
You don't give me a chance, then I got to say something. No, I'm Maggie Sparks with the Unity Foundation, and I just want to hope that you do approve the spending for this, because this is a project that we need, and we're very excited that our library is being awarded Library of the Year, but we really need the extra space to do maker spaces and things like that, and it's very important for the community and our educational focus, and the library is a fantastic partner, and we can't wait to work with them on this project. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Anybody else from the public like to speak? Anybody else from the public? Anybody else from the public? Public hearing is closed. So this will be held over till next month.
Next meeting, right.
Next meeting. Next item is public comment on the 2020 budget for LaPorte County. So at this time, for the proposed 2020 budget for the county, we're going to open the public hearing at this time. So if anybody from the public would like to speak on the proposed budget, anybody from the public would like to speak? Anybody from the public? Maggie, this is where you get up. Oh. Okay. Hearing none, public hearing is closed on the proposed budget for the county. Item B would be the proposed 2020 budget, public hearing for solid waste. Mr. Turner, is there anything you'd like to add?
Not that I'd like to add, but unless your calendar was misleading, my public hearing was last month, so this would be my
You have to have 2 public hearings.
Solid Waste District doesn't require 2 public hearings.
Okay, well, we're gonna vote on it tonight
We're
anyway.
overachievers.
We'll take whatever you give us. So if we have to have 2 public hearings, I'll come back in October.
So are we going to vote on
No,
this?
no,
at
no,
this-
tonight, we vote tonight on the
Oh,
adoption.
your adoption's down here.
Right.
Right. So this is just we're going to public it here one more
It's not
time.
used to the agenda.
Right.
Motion to approve.
Wait,
Second.
wait. This is
yeah.
public hearing. We're going to do a public hearing because it's on my agenda.
Okay, but I thought we were going to vote too. Yeah,
we
go
are.
ahead.
All
right.
It's down here.
Anybody want to talk?
Right. Anybody from the public like to speak? Anybody from the public like to speak? Anybody from the public? Hearing none. Public hearing is closed on that. Changes and recommendations to the 2020 budget. Is there anybody like to make it this time? Hearing none. Next item on the agenda is the adoption of the 2020 budget. Item A is the county, LaPorte County Ordinance 2019-9. Is there a motion? This is on the 200 and 300 accounts.
Oh, yeah.
We have a motion by Mr. Molnar,
Second.
second by Mr. Santana. Is there any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you. Next item is the LaPorte County Solid Waste Ordinance 2019-9A.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Rosenbaum,
Second.
second by Mr. Gardner. Is there any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you. All right, at this time, this concludes the public hearing and the on the budgets, and we're going to take a quick 3-minute recess.